Sorry about that. All of my freaking buttons and stuff were double clicking and whatnot, so I thought I had stopped the loop and the loop just kept going. Now I realize though I don't have a drink anymore, so I should probably get that now. I should have done that before I undid the music. I'm just gonna use water because I don't got the luxury of time. Well, I do have the luxury of time. Where's my pages? Give me a second. Till I get this monitor problem fixed, I will not be able to clearly see everything I need to see for streaming, so I gotta pick the stuff. Oh good, I thought for a second that my webcam, not my webcam, my microphone was not turned on. Alright, my screen is up though. Boop. I don't like not being able to see the chat and see my OBS at the same time, so I really hope that part comes in soon. So, I think we're good to start. I don't have as many days off this coming week as this past one, so I am a little disappointed about that. So, which is why I want to try. I don't know if we're gonna be able to finish all of the winter season this stream, so I'm gonna have to save it for one more big one. There's also a new DLC, which was just another outfit, which we'll probably wear for a little bit, since I wore the other one quite a considerable amount last stream. Welcome, Sora. I am a tad. What was it? What was I freaking saying? Okay. Let's have a look. So, where is it at? I am a tad bit Where is it? Hold on. Where is it? Oh. I need to check that. Come in. I need to check the shop. Oh, I did.
Food.
Thank you.
There you go.
I didn't know it was done, or I just came and get it myself.
That's okay.
Hello, Cassie. She can stay if she wants. I don't really care.
What?
But
Love you, babe.
playing modded Stardew is fun. It is a lot of fun. I just need to do it some more. Okay, I do have it. How do I claim it? Don't look at my. Oh, the blue house, the front of the box. That's what it was. I have to. It doesn't go right into your inventory. You have to physically claim it. I couldn't remember how I had gotten the Muku Muku one. The Muku Muku one's already gone, though. I guess it really was a limited time download. Or it just doesn't show up because I've claimed it, but that's kind of weird. So the screen tear, I mentioned it last night in the stream with Zelda. So, Sora, last night on the stream, you were there when I said that the rip on the screen had almost reached basically was just now finally reaching the Discord button. Well, by now the rip has overtaken the Discord button entirely. So there's that. It is spreading at a rapid pace. So here we go. Red Happy Coat. We'll wear that for a little bit until we get whatever new outfit we get from Van. If there is a winter outfit, I'm just assuming. Okay. I'm not 100% sure how I feel about it, but I don't dislike it. change is nice. It's definitely more of a summer outfit than a... But it's summer in real life. I am a little bummed that because of the Muffy / Molly scene we got last time, where we agreed to go on a date with her, it did lock us out of any more romance scenes, which I think is kind of dumb, especially considering you don't really know that's going to have that effect on anything. So, unfortunately, for the rest of the stream playthrough, unless I go back and just, you know, I may record the other cutscenes on a different playthrough, but like they're all the same for the others. But luckily, if we actually are gonna marry Lumina, which seems to be the possible consensus, we've already seen all of Lumina's, so it's fine. I don't think I would have had the heart to tell Celia no anyway. And the scenes are still the exact same from the original, they're just in a different art style, so if you're interested, you can probably look them up or I may just screen record the scenes on my Switch, and play them on a stream another time if I run into any different ones. Because if I am marrying Celia on my personal playthrough, then my brain stopped. Then I'll get the rest of hers anyway. I don't know why they barred that out, because that was definitely not an original feature. Like, they definitely... Oops. They definitely took that out. They definitely added that in to bar you in from further romance options. Which, I'm like, that's fine, but, like, you have no control over when that happens, so... Cheddar Chex Mix and mashed potatoes. We have beef tips, gravy, and vegetables tonight, which is right in front of me, and it's like, I'm probably gonna eat it here on stream. Wasn't necessarily going to. If I had known dinner was basically done, I would have just delayed stream another 10 minutes to eat. But here we are. Oops. I'm not going to bother with these holes because I'm not going to be able to fill them till tomorrow because the game won't let me plant seeds in advance. Did I want to do this? I don't remember what I wanted to do. Wait. Oh, I know what that's for. When these turnips are done. They should be ready very soon. How are you doing today, Sora, by the way? While we wait for the others to arrive. I'm surprised because they removed that ability because you could in the first game. They would let you waste your money if you wanted to. But if it became the correct season, by the time it reached the flowering stage, it would just grow. It would be fine. Or not the flowering stage, but like the stalk stage. I just need the seasoning. Okay. So the journey of the copy of Sonic Forces is still... not Sonic Forces, Sonic Frontier. Still taking its time. Still not en route yet. I wonder if Isolate ever... said anything in the Discord about that little voting I was doing. He did not. I was hoping he would have seen it. If he gets in, we can ask. Whoa! Because on my personal playthrough, I'll probably just go back and start from the summer with my other save when I did for the thing. Because there's no point for me to start from 100% scratch. It's one of those things where I feel like more people are here and in the streams than I remember, but then it's like I don't remember who's here. I can't even see when the sound effects play anymore. It's terrifying. And for some reason, half the rip is like almost pure white with a little bit of gray in it. And the other half is rainbow colors. It's super psychedelic. It might be because of the background I have, but I'm not sure if that makes a difference. The thing. It scares me. Buckmouth bass. Well, if the rest of the romance scenes are barred out, then I don't really need to worry about triggering anymore. It's a shame, because we still had a whole season left to go. I'm just bummed because I can't see them all now. But I don't like hurting the girls' feelings either, so. Like, I have to pick between the girl I married before and the girl I wanted to marry as a kid. And I'm like, I will be achieving one of these possibilities. Why are they so pretty? I know. They're so... Like, I don't know... Like, I think in some ways they're better. Hey, it's Isolate. There he is. We were just talking about you. Let's see if there's anything up on the surface. Let's not talk about anything here. Well, it was mostly because I was just talking about... Excuse me, I had hiccups. I didn't want to make a lot of noise. My brain, come on. I remember what I'm saying. That I had I sort of posted a poll. That's true. We don't say anything bad. It's not like when a certain someone isn't here. But come on, brain. I had posted a sort of poll in the picture chat in the Discord. I don't know if you saw it and didn't respond, or if you just haven't checked it yet. But, which is understandable, because, you know, sometimes I have my server muted too. I'm still trying to basically decide which girl we're gonna marry in this one, and it's basically down to 2, and I'm just trying to get a consensus. But I feel like if I have like 3 votes for any... Chlorica wasn't an option, so I ignored it. We gotta go back to see Chlorica. But I need to decide on one of them, and... Dang, I didn't know you were such a Chlorica fan, though, Isolate. To be fair, Chlorica's probably got more personality than a lot of the other wives, a lot of the other harvesting wives. Well, I mean, I did, but it's hard. It's always hard to tell how much of a joke it is, and how much of actual genuine interest. Chlorica's a pretty good, well written character, I think, regardless. I thought I always. You have, but sometimes when it comes with you, Isolate, I can't tell if when you phrase it like that, you almost mean it, like, sarcastically. Like, oh, man, I love girls with freaking disabilities in a sense that makes them relatable. Like, that almost sounds like sarcasm. So, I always assumed that was a sarcastic way, I didn't know that was genuine. That's the thing, Isley. I can't tell when you're being 100% genuine and when you're just being a smart aleck. Alright, I'm gonna leave. I need to go collect the rest of the fall stuff. I don't want to keep digging for random stuff. But of the two options I provided, which one is the better one for you? Which is your preference? I stop and realize I'm being honest! No! Oh boy, Isolate. For a second I thought there was a giant spider, it's just the forest lizard. Okie day, then. That seems like... I feel like I don't remember how many people actually that are in the Discord are also watching these streams. But I definitely feel like, in terms of people that do, I feel like that is... cross-timeline polygamy sounds funny to me! Oh my god. To be fair, it'll be a little more fun for me on stream because Lumina's character is completely untapped character. I didn't go in the thing. Because I was definitely going to be playing whichever one wasn't picked on my off time, so... I don't have any course recipes to teach you. Sorry. What?! I don't have any recipes to teach you! No, you can't do this to me! Sorry, no recipes right now. I should have known that getting involved with Muffy in that cutscene was going to be a bad news. But like, what are you supposed to do? I mean, I guess you be honest when a girl asks you that kind of question. Say, what are you supposed to do? Like, you be honest, idiot. Don't string them along. No. I believe the original Harvest Sprites names were... I think they were Nick, Knack, and Flick, if I remember correctly right. That's correctly right. What beautiful grammar I have. Something like that. Okay. So I guess for the cross-timeline polygamy, we're gonna be marrying Lumina then. It's like I definitely wanted to marry her, but I just definitely didn't know if I was gonna be one I wanted to do more casually than I did on stream. And then it's just like I realized it's like I also don't have the heart in me to not marry Celia either, so it's like I have to make a decision for what's more interesting content-wise. And now that I think about it, anything after Chapter 1 for Lumina is completely uncharted territory content-wise for me, which makes a lot more sense to you do Lumina, because Celia's is going to be just mostly rehashes with probably new cutscenes in the future, while Lumina's is all brand new stuff, I believe. Well, brand new to me, because it wasn't the PlayStation 2 version. Yeah, the Harvest Sprites have the weirdest name changes. Everyone else's has some sense of logic to them, but hello.
Oh.
Yo, he likes the tasty. Sorry, I'm trying to eat while I'm doing this. Professional, I know. PTSD, if you will. I understand. Understandable. It's just the most description they've ever had. Thank you, dearie. Oh, I love her so much. It's a shame what's about to happen to you. You sure did. Ah, good. There's a strange room for sure. I wonder if those three little spirits and their talking pot friend. What's his name again? Mr. Potson? I love her so much. Well, hello, sweetheart. Don't do anything to make me worry, you hear me? I want you to promise. I have done a massive disservice to Muffy. I'm about to freaking become one of her exes. I feel so bad. I didn't know they changed the game that much. I don't want to go back in time and make it unhappen. She's gonna hate me forever, I swear to God. Put it in the dating book. Don't do what I'm doing! Technically, yes, but you're not locked out of proposing to anyone you want. I had no idea that it locks you out of all other romance scenes for the rest of the first year. But you can still marry anyone that has enough points. Which I'm like, well, if that's the case, why bar the cutscenes in the first place? Has to change it. Well, you seem to be enjoying yourself. Yes, please make your time. Make yourself at home. I have done a. Yeah, we were all freaking out about it. I mean, to be fair, they hadn't done that in the original. I didn't. Why? It's like a weird thing to add. Okay, so wait a minute. So you mean to tell me that in the last game that this company just made, Pioneers of Olive Town, I can literally have a harem with all the men and women of the entire town and be dating them and still see everyone else's cutscenes. But in this game, where there was never any kind of dating, now they make you settle down in a sense, and you can't even see. Molly's not even max perfection with me! What is this nonsense? Oh, I hate it. I absolutely hate what's gonna happen. It actually just feels terrible. She's desperate. No. I mean, the game it'll be fine. I'm pretty sure they won't treat it. They might. Muffy might end up hating me. I'm gonna feel terrible. I laugh because it's like that meme, like, I'm in danger! Oh, God. I feel so bad. Don't do what I do in real life. Me don't do what this in real life. I would never. I didn't want to hurt her feelings. I didn't want to be rude. This is what happens. You don't want to be rude and then you get roped up into stuff you have no intentions of doing. To be fair, she gave clear warning, so it's not really. But I didn't know what the game was gonna do. I didn't know, man. How was I supposed to know? I thought it was just character development. It was, but I didn't know. See, this would have happened if I had gotten to Celia's last cutscene either, too. And Lumina's doesn't do that because Lumina didn't have one of those cutscenes in the original game, because they based the cutscenes off the ones in what's it called? The original A Wonderful Life, and then the PlayStation 2 Special Edition, which I played on stream a couple of years ago. I think it was last year or the year before. And only played it once and didn't play it again. Thanks, Isolate, for that. The vote of confidence. But when Lumina was added to the PlayStation 2 version, as a bachelorette, they didn't give her enough cutscenes, so she doesn't have a cutscene where you get to the point that you pop the question or whatever, like what happened with Muffy, I guess, which I don't remember that cutscene ever. Because I never probably freaking romanced Muffy that much. Maybe it was in the original game, but because I always got Lumina's first, that's why, or Celia's first, that's probably why I never was able to find the other cutscenes. Which now, that makes so much more sense. Dang, Isolate! Oh my god! Isolate, what are you doing? Isolate out here. So what you've seen, Isolate, of the 4 girls in this game after her 6th divorce, I'll probably watch each one happen too. Which of the women do you prefer the most out of the 4, basically? Granted, I feel like you'd probably be a Flora type, and she's not even eligible in this game. Part of me thinks he'd match with Muffy, sorry, not Muffy, with Nami well, but I feel like he'd almost match with Nami too well. Flora is pretty, and it's a disservice that they didn't just go ahead and put her in too. But to be fair, they would have to literally make more cutscenes for her from scratch. Does not translate to me. Isolate, why does this sound like something I've seen before in real life? You know what I'm talking about. Sorry, what are you talking about? I don't know. Well. Alright. So we'll go ahead and we'll propose to Lumina here at the beginning. So we'll have the whole last season. Now it doesn't, like I thought, it doesn't skip you to the end of the first year for proposing. So we shall stay committed to because since now I can't see any more cutscenes, we might as well go ahead and get engaged and see what changes. Are these ready to be watered? I don't even know. Yes, they are. That's fair. Isolate doesn't know their personalities. Other than because I know her whole life story. Smart man. He's not judging based on just looks alone. He makes an extremely valid point. There's nothing I can fault him for there. So basically, Celia is the farm girl that used to live in the city, moved to the country. I don't know if it's canon in this one is because of her bad health, or if that's just a sort of retcon. I don't really know. Who? Wait, what? Oh, frick me. I definitely did not mean... I thought I had more spaces. I did a miscalculation. Only entire stories I've made up about. And then she gets tried to be fixed into an arranged marriage until she realized she likes you instead. Then there's Lumina. She's, I guess, in a sense, the spoiled rich girl. With of what I could tell, that's what it seems like a very good heart, very ignorant of the ways of the world, and wants to be more involved in things like that. has probably a little bit of trauma, I guess, because the fact that her parents died when she was a baby. And lives with her rich grandmother. Then there's, you kind of almost had the Muffies on the head, in a sense, where just, like, a terrible past string of relationships in the city, moved to the country to try to get away from that, because all of men are toxic. And then Nami is just, like, literally a drifter that travels the world and says nothing will hold her down until she gets married. Essentially. That's kind of too much of a summed up one, but, like, you've seen Nami's personality in action. I feel like you've probably seen a couple of them in action. We've seen Muffies as well. I like Nami because she's from One Piece. Was that just 2? I think that was just 2. Oh no! Dirty sheep! Watch me somehow actually be locked into Muffy, and then now I have to actually freaking restart back to the summer? That would be a travesty. Like, it's... it would be Claude over here like, it's not travesty, it's fate. Strawberries? Every shortcake needs a strawberry, but we're completely out. I really appreciate if someone could help Lou and me. You're gonna wait for days for a strawberry? Egg soup in exchange for potato seed. Now you're locked in the Nami. Somehow. So that's the thing. It's like, I will 100% concede that Nami is a fantastic character. I just don't think she's my type. She's really cool, and I do like her, but I just feel like there are too many more options for my type of person, I guess. It's like, I like the characters characterly, but it's like, if you're gonna, like, you know, there's nothing wrong with picking with your preferences. The only problem is only picking with your preferences, I think. Because it's like, who cares if someone is super beautiful or whatever if they have, like, an absolutely terrible personality? But then there's the other situation where, like, if they're all, like, if people are equally pretty, then it's like, sorry, equally good people, then I guess I don't think there's anything wrong with picking traits that you like most, either, you know, whatever you find, you know, more attractive, I guess. I don't know. 50 side quest, acquire RNGs, 50 RNG to get items, another requires you to talk to her twice! Okay, so I'm gonna give you, a slight summation of what you just described, Isolate, because essentially in the original games the devs basically did do just that. So to explain what I mean, in the original game, in this game now, okay, I feel like I need to stop and think for a second. Who needed the soup? In the original game, of the 3 girls that you could marry, they were almost kind of looked at as a difficulty setting, in a sense, where, like, certain characters are harder to win over than others, and unfortunately, to push that narrative, the easiest person to date and marry is Muffy or Molly every time, because of the narrative that she has of seeing someone she likes and just going for it, in a sense, kind of seeming desperate. I didn't mean to pick that. Oh, welcome. Yourself at home. So basically, if, for example, you were to go through the whole first year and not even really communicate much with the women, and not even try to win one over, the game will force Muffy upon you. Or rather, if you say no, your game ends. So you'd have to either marry Muffy out of desperation, or nothing. Granted, I think if there are characters that have higher affection stats with you, they will default come to you in case you don't know how to get married. It's yes! But, like, Muffy is by default the easiest because she will always have, I think, the most naturally without putting in effort. That's the thing with Muffy. Then the middle of the road is Celia, because while she's not necessarily difficult to win over either, she likes the same type of... She likes the similar things that are easy to give, like Muffy does. But, she does require more effort, because her story kind of implies that, you know, she doesn't really feel like she has that freedom, because she's in sort of an arranged marriage. In this game, it's just her trying to be hooked up with someone by Vesta's choice, rather than saying arranged marriage. But in the original, it was an arranged marriage. Then she broke it off. There you go. Hope you like your reward. Thank you. And then Nami was the hardest, mostly because Nami didn't give a crap about you as a person for too much. Like, she wasn't, like, mean, but she just didn't care. So you had to really win her over, and the things that Nami likes that give gifts to raise points are all extremely difficult to get items, at least compared to the other two. So you have to put in way more work to get Nami. Like, for example, the only flower that Nami likes, like Muffy and Celia will take any flowers, and you could just give them flowers until you're married. Nami's a lot more difficult because she doesn't even care for most flowers. There's only one she cares about, and it doesn't even bloom until autumn. It's the Trick Blue, which she's got great taste. Budding herb. And then there's this one, the Upseed flower. What's up, Seed? So, so she's based then. I guess, essentially. So she's got, like, pickier tastes. And it's not impossible, but it does take a lot more work, and you kind of have to go into it knowing that's what you want. Because, or, you know, hope you get it high enough by the end of the year, and then she comes to you out of your own desperation. In this game, if any girl or guy, sorry, I have to specify, passion bloom, that's pretty. If any girl or guy in this game has at least a minimum of 8 hearts at the end of the year, Takakura will knock on your door, and he'll say someone's here to see you. And then you'll say something like, I wonder who it could be. And then you have a list of all the characters that it could be, which will be anyone you have 8 hearts with or more. And then you pick one, and it'll play the marriage scene, and if you say no, the game ends, and you have to reload to the last save to continue. Or start the game over. So they made it a lot more less of a, this choice has been taken away from you, to you have literally so many choices now. Like, I'm pretty sure if I ended the year, I could probably try to marry anyone. Let me have a look, actually. So, Celia, Molly, Nami, Lumina, they're all high enough to marry at the end of the year with no more effort. Matthew's not, because I hate him. Rock is at 6, so a little more effort, and I could. Gustafa is at 7. Gordy's at 4, but that's really only just because I don't see Gordy around very much. He's kind of hard to track down. I'm kind of surprised Gustafa is the high... Well, that's not necessarily... I'm refriending him because I wanted stuff. I need to read this chapter of the rule dating... of this chapter in the rule dating. I can't even speak! I am bummed that we ain't gonna be able to see no more scenes. But, maybe there's scenes if we, get engaged? I'm not sure. You can marry Takakura. No, that's just... That list also shows the entire township. But only the 4 girls and the 4 guys have hearts. And apparently they don't get married after you, which is a big disappointment. Because no one else is allowed to be happy but you. So, canonically, Muffy's never gonna be happy! I'm honestly surprised, though, they went with the Gordy route by making him a bachelor, rather than going with the idea that Griffin was literally Muffy's love rival in the DS game, so... How about Moy? No! Ramirez would date more. It's the boy! Or the girl. I actually don't know what Muku Muku is. It's the thing. I think that sound is more terrifying than his original noise. When he goes, oh, because at least that Go on, take it. Mofa, mofa. Le creature. Where's my eggs? I don't know if this has any benefit, but I like doing it. Just take all my stuff. Yeah, Griffin and the Ark, and I think Carter was his name, and then Flora was dateable Flora was dateable in the DS as well. But to be fair, I didn't get very far with Flora, so I don't actually know anything about her character arc. They're all useless to me now. They don't have the goods. I am a little bummed, because I did want to show off as many of the romance cutscenes as possible, and I really didn't think Muffy's was the first one we were going to get. But it just kind of goes to show for the narrative, they definitely kept her being the easy mode option, it feels like. To be fair, most of the characters are very easy to date in this game, so it's like, it doesn't really feel like... I still don't remember who Sky is. I don't know who Sky is. I don't have my phone right, look it up. I'm, like, I do not remember. Like, obviously it was in DS... assuming it's a dude that was in DS Cute, but I do not remember who Sky is. They must be super obscure because, like, I don't remember. I vaguely remember a character from DS Cute, but I never played it, so... Oh, Rim, good day. They are as perfectly crisp on days like these. In some ways, I prefer her original design here, but then she gets the time skip age jump. He's a thief that only appears at night. That seems like... Okay, let's see. Let's get the flower. The feather. My, a blue feather. Could that possibly be for me? Yes. You're quite certain. I couldn't be happier. I feel as if though I'm dreaming. But oh dear, I must ask Ramona for her blessing. Well, oh, teleport! Good gracious! Beg your pardon? Oh no. Mistress Ramona, you must remain calm. Calm? How the blaze can be calm at a time like this? Oh my god, does she hate me? Bro! Rim wants my precious luminous hand in marriage? How could he take her away from me? Grandmother, please. Rim, do you swear to make Lumina happy? Absolutely. Well, aren't we overconfident? Dude, she's just... Oh, you joke, dearie. Did I startle you? There we go. Mistress, this is neither the time nor the place for your jokes. Oh, my apologies. Did that one go a little too far? Bro, I love her so much. Still, it was a joke grounded in reality, you could say. My Lumina means the world to me, after all. Lumina, dearie. You were in love with him this whole time, were you not? I know very well how how faithful and kind he is. Looks to the side. Muffy sneaking in through the window, just looking royally angry. Wait, then, does that mean... Indeed, the two of you have my blessing. Spending your life with the person you love is a grand old thing. Yes, marriage is the greatest happiness, the ultimate luxury, and the most difficult challenge of one's life. What is that? I can't see it! What? What is that picture? Bro, if they were gonna go through the trouble of zooming in on the photo, you'd think they would have cleared it up. Is that supposed... I'm assuming that's supposed to be Romana as a young woman, because it's definitely not Lumina. Good grief, I can't see anything but the golden hair and the massive booty. Good grief, Romana, where did the rest of your body go? I think there's a person there next to her, or in front of her, but who she towers over, which is ironic because now she's like one of the shortest characters in the world. But I can't tell what it's supposed to be. It's actually Mithra. Romana was Mithra all along? That checks out. I can see it. The ultra. Not Romana. Rem, I ask only this of you. Make Lumina the happiest woman in the world. I'm so glad. However, two of you shan't be wed right away. Lumina has much to learn about married life. She's just a kid. Well, not literally, but like, mentally. Now I have to teach her everything I can. I wholeheartedly agree, Mistress Romana. We who have cared for the mistress these long years must ensure that she's able to care for herself. Is that not so? Indeed. As you can see, I must remain with Aunt Romana and Sebastian for a while longer, but I eagerly await our wedding. Oh, and Lumina. Don't think I didn't hear you call me grandmother earlier. Oh, she's mad! I'll be sure to give you a proper scolding for that. You best prepare yourself. Oh my god. What a way to end that cutscene. Well, okay. Yes, sir, it's good to see you. Leave Mr. Lumina in your capable hands, sir. I find this... Hello, Romana. Welcome, dear. Make yourself at home. We must teach Lumina what it means to be a proper spouse. Okay. Gotcha. I don't know if... Meanwhile, Sora's mother's in Demine, swinging side to side. The doors swing open. What a grueling task. Which one? Teaching someone to be a spouse? Or the... Oh, we gotta get... Do the animals get sick if it's snowing? I probably shouldn't take the chance. Does Lumen have anything else to say? Romana and Sebastian are teaching me the importance of being a good partner. I do hope I can live up to their lofty expectations. Why are you concerned about them? I'm the one who has to live with you! Okay. Alright, well, let's go rip off the bandage. Oh, I don't think she can respond. In the store, she's gotta keep her profession. Sebastian? Oh, you mean the freaking emo dude? Gotta break all the girls' hearts. Actually, I don't think anybody knows until the thing. Sup, CC? I feel like I'm cheating on the Celia. I look at that face and it's just like, ugh, guilt. I don't like it. All right, everybody inside. That cow is dirty. Keep note that I would probably. Not a probably. Keep in mind that I definitely wouldn't be capable of cheating on someone in real life. I'd feel way too bad. I feel bad about freaking doing it for free. Wait, there's no bell in here! There's no doorbell. I have to go do it, like, outside. I could never handle crushing someone like that. Man, I need to get more mods for Stardew. I should do the Healy's mod, too. I need to update all my mods. Finish the rest of my food before it gets too much colder. Molly gonna be like, when I see you in the streets, it's gonna be on sight! Freaking Muffy's gonna pull off the yandere vibes. Is the grass growing on its own, like spreading? Maybe I don't even need to freaking do it myself. Wait, I didn't pull the animals in, did I? Well, yes I did. I did pull the birds in, though. I can see you as a yandere. See, I can see Muffy being a yandere, but I feel like Nami would just straight up shoot you. Nami strikes me as the type who would just literally waste a fella. She has that energy. Do you like the ocean? Guess you could say that, yeah. Let's get some water. No. Wait. I forgot about the Three Houses fishing music. Just play the Home Depot theme. You got it! Dude, why is the... I said this before, the last time it came up, but why is the Home Depot theme go so hard? It's like... I need to find this TikTok I found the other day to put that in my head. It was just a freaking meme edit of SpongeBob and Patrick, the episode they go to the mattress store. But it's just edited. Patrick's like, no problem, SpongeBob. But instead of going to the mattress store, he's like, I've always wanted to go to a Home Depot. And then they're just in a Home Depot instead. And it's just, it's so funny to me. And then the Home Depot theme plays for the rest of the TikTok, and it's fantastic. Hello. It's getting pretty chill there. Not that it stopped you, none. It's been a little while since I came to the alley, but it's a nice, tranquil place. Perfect for fishing, too. You ought to try it sometime. Do you fish? Well, it's one activity you can join them out of the season. Bones are even better, though. Good evening. Goodness gracious, cold today, though I must say it's better here in Forgotten Valley than other places. By the way, did I tell you about the dream I had? I'll see if it's different. You sure didn't. No, your tree happened right at the end of summer, you see. There were these 3 little people with long ears. One more red, one more blue, and one more yellow. Perhaps they're spirits of the forest. Took me to their treehouse and showed me a tiny pot that they sat by the back wall. They told me its name was Mr. Potson. They said Mr. Potson was special, but I can't recall much else. Odd, isn't it? I wonder if they were trying to tell me something. The sky's so pretty with the snow falling. They did a really good job with the snow effect. It feels really cozy. Oh, time to sheep the sheep to sheep. Do you think you found it? Like, I don't like TikTok for a lot of reasons, but what can I say? I can't hate any site all the way that has such good quality memes. 10. Cool. I might not make it. I'm not gonna be able to water those carrots. Not without food. I don't think even enough food will really do me any good. Quality. Ooh, baby. Yeah, you can, but like they make so much more of an impact in Stardew, so it's like it's better than being in a routine of giving someone something every single day, you know. Can you imagine how exhausting that would be, trying to woo someone and having to give them a gift every single day? That would be like freaking stalker level in real life. I love our character when he has the little dialogue with the mirror. Who has 2 thumbs and a bad case of sleep deprivation? This farmer right here. You can see the snow outside. Yikes, my eyes are bloodshot. Get to sleep there, little buddy. Ah! Takaka! Why are you in my dreams? Ah, hello there, Rem. Oh god, what's happening? I was terrified! I literally was thinking, the thought that popped in my head was, oh my god, Muffy is here to kill me! That's literally the first thought I had. I thought my life was over. Good God. That was nerve-wracking. I seem to have found you at just the right moment. Would you care to join me on a date? Bad ending. Yes, let's go. Wonderful, my thanks. I'm glad I did this early as we had time to do. To be frank, there's someplace in particular I'd like to go, if you don't mind. Where you want to go? Just, I don't know. You see, I've always wanted to join you for a drink at the Bluebird Cafe. I've heard so much about the relaxed atmosphere, where everyone can speak freely, and I've always wanted to experience it for myself. Girl, you lived here all this time. You've never been in the cafe? To be fair, in the original, it was a bar, so they are trying to keep it similar. Oh, what a lovely little place. Very charming, and yet... the outside gave me a much different impression. Like it stepped into an entirely new world. Oh dear. Buffy's gonna kill us! I didn't even think of that! I'm in so much trouble. She's gonna be here. Why, hello, Rem. Ah! Ah! I'm gonna need assistance. Oh no! Those green eyes are staring into my soul! She's sizing us both. Yes, Scream is right. And is that Illumina with you? What a rare treat. Welcome, sweetheart. Oh god, I'm afraid. I'm afraid. My god. Check your drinks. Look for the roofie. Didn't expect the shy little Missy to grace my cafe. You were her. Guess you've gotten a little... Well, if she's a yandere, it would definitely be Lumina first. Then she just locked me to the basement. Guess you've gotten a lot more adventurous these days, eh? Honestly, I was surprised to hear you were getting married. I bet you were! If only I had the courage to say something. If I did, maybe I... Well, it doesn't matter now. Oh, God. No! Oh, no. I laugh because I feel pain. You did say something! Oh, what am I saying? Not the time for one of my pity parties. I should be celebrating you two. Have a little something for me on the house. Here, see your engagement. Why is the counter freaking lower than the waist? On the house? Oh no, we're about to be on the house. Thank you so much. What a thoughtful treat. Oh my God. Yeah, I didn't want to do this to her, but this outcome was way more... It makes this scene way more funny. Word of advice, sweet as married life can be, everyone needs some time alone once in a while. If you ever need a little getaway from the everyday, come on over. We'll save a spot for you. I suppose we'll have to see about that, Gavin. But the thought is much appreciated. Oh my god. Thank you for accompanying me to the cafe today, Rem. I'm very grateful. Why aren't you looking at me? There we go. I hadn't seen Molly work before, but she's lovely, is she not? There's something so elegant about the way she carries herself. Oh god. No, you don't have to. Must be a slow-acting poison. She even treated us to cake as well. Such a kind gesture. Rem. Oh no! The poison is kicking in! Perhaps this is an odd question coming from me, but do you have a preferred type? Oh man. We've been talking about this. I suppose what I mean is, do you prefer more extroverted, elegant people like Molly? Oh god, how do I respond? I mean, they're both the same, essentially. I don't know what but I feel like she's fishing for a more precise answer. I don't know about silly, but I do like your my time. That's not even my Navi mouse will save us from this. Yo, you got a Navi mouse mod? That's super cute. I need That too. I love Navi. Well, the Zelda fairies. We'll go with that one. I kind of want to see this. You're my type, silly. Oh, yes, of course. Thank you. I'm pleased to hear it. I apologize for the odd line of questioning. I must still be a little nervous. In all honesty, there's still times when I worry if I'm truly the right person for you. Muffy looking out the window being like, yeah, I know. But that simply means I must strive to be the best version of myself that I can be. If it's for you, then I shall do my utmost. Now then, shall I head back? Where are we going? Let's head back! Back's not for me over there! There goes the entire morning. Good morning. Goodness gracious, it is cold today. Though I must say it's better than here than forgotten. Blah, blah, blah. Yes, you sure did. There's a rope tied on it in a noose.
Oh.
The center block just in case. What's so sad is I feel like I can see that happening. Oh, I feel so bad. But it made that scene so funny. I can't deny the implications are hilarious to me. Oh, my face hurts. My face hurts from laughing and screaming. Ready to push an anvil. I also see her just botching it. Like, I can't even freaking do that right. What a demented sound. I love it. I can't. Yo, strawberries! I need 18 strawberries. Oh! When you said noose, I typically associate a noose with more of self-harm than harming someone else, but... Now I just need a mod in Stardew Valley that replaces Haley with Muffy. To be honest, I wouldn't be surprised if that actually exists. Haley is just Muffy when she's younger and less desperate. Catch her on the way out the door. Oh, I said I wouldn't be surprised if they had a mod that replaced Haley, the character, with Muffy, because of a lot of similarities the two have. Well, some similarities, not a lot, I guess. Try the egg I got from you, by the way. It was delicious. Thank you for sharing it. Wait, what? Who is Goro Akechi? What? Who does the mod replace for Goro Akechi?
Delicious pancakes.
I heard that one really well. Imagine you talk to your character just cries knowing she doesn't love him in this world. Canonically, the cutscenes that brung, you know, it kind of makes sense. Oh, I thought you were talking about Stardew, Sora. What was I saying? Adachi. Shut up, Adachi! Because technically isolate. But who does Akechi replace in the Stardew mod? Oh, you just said you didn't really look at it. But Becky, investigate these nuts never count again. I love the sheep. What is it? Canonically, that's true, though, Isolate, because in this world, the events that brought us together didn't actually happen. And that's all because of Molly. Molly tried to interject into the timeline. She's like, I'll get him in this one, and then suddenly Lumina proposal, and everything falls apart. She's the one who was sucking you into in the first place. Dang, Muffy. You didn't know she had it in her. She tried to change herself and everything. She even tried to change her old name to one that wasn't a derogatory term. Yo, how are you? Rivers never stop flowing. It's easy to forget time when you're lost in the flow. That keeps marching on too, even if we lose track of it. Bro, he's so deep. I stare at the river long enough, the world just seems to blur together. And maybe just Matt's playing tricks on me. Muffy tempered the timeline just to have you. It's been a millennia and she still hasn't succeeded! Yo, that freaking sounds like freaking Aqua in one of the stories. Oh no. Well, hello, sweetheart. It's freezing. Warm meal really hit the spot right now. I may dress like I'm immune to the cold, but let me tell you, I am so completely not. I just hate bundling up in a million layers, you know? Bulk isn't really my style. Maybe I'll fix something nice and hot. She going over here. Bro, didn't even acknowledge anything. What's wrong, huh? You tough time at work? No, everything's fine. Yeah, that's a relief. I wish I could say the same. She's still trying to flirt, though. She don't give up. Need something from me? Why is your character so smug? I don't know. You got some strawberries. Wow, this is perfect. The end's been running me ragged lately, so I really appreciate going to the trouble. Oh, that's right. I have your reward here, so please take it. And I really appreciate your help. I hope we can count on you for future requests, too. I think right now he's just smug because he's just tired. Why do I have such freaking noodly arms? I can't believe Lumina's lived here all this time and she's never gone into the cafe. I get it when it was a bar, but you think they would have changed the dialogue a little bit. Hi, Rim, good day. There's perfectly crisp on days like these. Anything else to say? I always just thought Lumina was very pretty. It's like when you have like one of those childhood crushes that you think that normally those never work out, but then you just get older and the crush stays the same. It's not real. It's just really chillier than a penguin in the tundra. I can't handle temperatures this low. Laid back business ain't so bad. You take things easy for one, but how do you keep the rent up? How do you keep rent up? You know what I'm surprised about is that Ramirez isn't here. Ramirez loves this game. Where is the boy? Is he hiding? You lurking, Ramirez? You must speak now if I've called you out. I wonder how it would feel to hibernate all winter. Cold, huh? Can't say I hate this weather, though. The air is much clearer this time of year. Muffy, one day these days will freaking change the timelines.
Yo.
Maybe in the next remake, in another 20 years. You know what'll happen, probably. Yo, my man.
Hey.
I love it when he plays his music. Alright, they gave me goat milk. Garbage can hat. He's like, I just don't know, Muku Muku. My life is in shambles. There's a crazy blonde traveling through the timelines, trying to take me. Muku Muku doesn't understand. You took everything from me. I don't even know who you are. Cold. The season is much too cold for poor friends Pete and Claire. I could use a meal of food. Well, since you asked so nicely. Is that an item for boy? Help yourself. It's an item for me. You have made your friend very happy. Many, many thanks to you. It's this garbage can lid upcycled into a hat. I don't remember that. Who the f is looking? I was looking. Yeah. Good lord. Oh, hello. Here you go, Daryl. Not sure why, but I feel so lonely lately. Maybe that's simply a thing that happens when you get to be my age. That seems ominous. I don't like how that feels. Yeah.
Oh.
Ultimate. It just pops up on my screen. I haven't played Smash Brothers in a little bit. Gotta do another Smash Brothers night sometime. Hit the wrong button. I hit A instead of X or Y, whatever button it was. Okay, sudden question, I guess. Not really random, I guess. Because I was just looking at the HUD over here and just looking at all the different button commands, and it's just like how little of personality they feel like they have because they're multi-plat, so they have to make it the same for everything. Do you prefer it when interfaces are simple and not overly flashy, kind of like this? Or do you prefer when they have more charm? Like, for example, the original game had in the upper right corner had literally the date, time, and the GameCube buttons. You know, like the bundle of buttons in the top. Do you like it better when the games do it like that? Make it more simple, or make it more simple and have as little as possible on the screen? Like, there's some, to me, there's like depends on the game, I think. For some games, I don't like having anything on the screen, as long as I know the button commands. In other ways, I like the personality of having the buttons on screen, in a sense. It always kind of depends on what kind of game, though. I've seen that doesn't work. I remember certain Zeldas, like say like Wind Waker, it would have all the button prompts on screen in the HUD with the same type of style. I feel like that's only really as important for games to show you what you have equipped in a certain spot, rather than just the commands for it. I kind of like how Skyward Sword handled it, where if you wanted to, you could just turn off the interface entirely, with a couple of notable exceptions. Let it flow through you, young Skywalker. Put my face in a chicken butt. Call it a day. Guess should be outside so they can eat. Ooh, the sky. I haven't been able to look at the sky yet. Oh, it's so pretty. Like, it's always been cloudy. It's finally clear, and the sky is really, really pretty in this game. Like, it's probably just a still image, sure. But it's such a pretty one, I think. I don't know. I haven't... You mean the sky or Skyward Sword? Oh, gotcha. Well, no, Xenoblade is always the freaking S tier stuff. I want to say that's at least a B plus, maybe a A minus. Wow! passed right out after the milking. That didn't sound right out of context. Held to death. Fatality! Oh my god. Oh, that was isolate. Okay. I can't see the things no more, so it's like I'm just assuming it's Sora. Back to assuming. I can't even water them. They're still too wet. Again, don't take that into context. Put the freaking goat milk away. Well, yo, today's Van Day. Van Day. Van Day. Van Day. Hello, Doctor. Doctor. Remove my farming inhibitors. But you'll farm until you die. Battle.
Hey!
Good morning. Turn off my vine boom inhibitors. Ah, my beloved. I have too many beloveds. This is not healthy. Beloved. Beloved. No! It's okay, I just keep her all to myself. In another life, you're somewhere. That somewhere is my house. Forever. Why did I come here? I don't... Get out of here, Marlon! I see you! Get out of my life! In your house forever a day. Oh, Carpaccio. What's up, food? Friend? Oh, he doesn't want the fancy stuff. Wookie noises.
Get a load of this!
Oh, fine.
Get a load of this freaking monkey. This bro literally took Return to Monkey seriously. An entire load of this. Drugs. Alright, the university's right now. I know you're real. Nia told me. And Nina. Whoa. There's some sort of liquid sloshing around outside the pot. If I keep checking it, will something change? Dude, something is gonna happen, I feel like. There's something sort of odd about the liquid in this pot. What's happening? Why is this a thing? Hmm? No. Something's talking! I didn't actually not know this was a thing. I just thought I would try something out of frustration. Now it's being quiet. Come back! Ah! Who dares disturb my slumber? Wait. Who's in there? Be gone. Leave me be. Or else! Just in case, because I don't know what the heck's happening here.
Be gone, thought!
Else. Seriously, knock it off. I was not. I wonder if this is the original. Come on, really? Why are you like this? Why are you like this? Why are you like this? Whoa, oh my god. Okay, fine. You win. You can have this. What? What is it? It's a song about 100 little nature sprites called Another Valley Together. I'll send it to your house. Now please, leave me alone and never ever come back. Something in there? Bro, what happens if I do it again? Dude, do we sit here and do it again? Well, I didn't actually know that was there. It has to be a freaking... I'm thinking that's it. Okay, we're out of here. Bye, nerds. Okay. I'm gonna go do the dishes. Oh, we're done. Okay. Yeah, no. I just I've smashed it enough times. I'm pretty sure it's over. It's over. Do you think it was the demon bear? Oh no! The demon bear is out there lurking somewhere. Biding his time and waiting. Wait, is he done? Depending on how long the carrots take, this is probably going to be the last carrot harvest. Or Ben drown. Hey, we found the vinyl donut, which means you obtained a total of 3 records. Okay. So what's the song? Oh. It's the theme song to Harvest Moon DS. That would have been perfect. Thank God. If that song's not in this game, though, I will be incredibly disappointed. I love this song. I don't even think this is upscaled. I think this is just straight up the DS song. At first I thought it was going to be like a remix from one of their songs from the last game. I mean, from the original game. But no, it's literally Another Valley. Which makes sense, Because that's like a parallel universe in a sense. Yo, his big old grin. Yo, what's Celia doing out here? Council call these things. Petra Farm staying warm? Mother's cold. Best thing to do is eat a warm, hearty meal. That always cheers me right up. Oh, she loves to eat. What have I done? Can't stand the cold, but I make an exception for snow. Whenever it falls, it makes my whole day. It's just too beautiful to not like. Sure, animals don't catch colds this season. Oh, and you too, of course. Look forward to the springtime. I've made a mistake! I want to sell you something. So that means that there are more music discs hidden around. What you got to sale today, Seren? No more outfits. No more outfits. Guess I can upgrade that. Sickle. I'll buy the hoe, I guess, why not? You know, I just buy all three, why not? Maybe that unlocks the silver ones. The idea of copper clippers seems really weird, though. Oh no, everybody left. What is up? Here for a little house party? Kick back and relax. Not getting another place or anything, but still. My room is this room's kind of boring, right? I'm not really into the plain decor, but yeah, right? You want to know what I do all day? Well, I get that a lot. Look, I'm going to let you in on a secret. I'm in the middle of making some big plans happen. I'm talking huge. So no matter how it looks, I'm not just goofing off all day. Got that? Take your time and unwind, bud. And hey, feel free to crash here if you want. Just kidding.
Yo! Yo!
Is the milk drinking game still in this game? Yo, Griffin? Or sorry, Gavin? The rest of my life treating you. Molly told me you two went on a date. That girl came back floating higher than Cloud 9. Let me tell you. No! Why did you tell me that? I'm feeling a little chilly. It's actually my favorite season, if you can believe it. Started to do this time of the year. Just take a moment, look up at it if you haven't. Just be careful you don't lose track of time. Come here, press looks tasty. What, is it for me? You're sure? Thanks a lot, Ren. Puts it away the same way, too. Despite the fact that he has no need to do it that way. Hello there. I tend to lose track of time, especially when I'm digging in the dark all day. It's chilly today. I can't catch a break from the cold anywhere. The tent and the dig site are freezing. Well, maybe if you wore a jacket. And it's this cold, my hands lock up. It's a little hard to dig when you can barely move your fingers. The meal your kindness gave me was very delicious. Yes, very. I hope you will give more meals. You will have more meals to keep your friend clean. Well, dang, when you ask me that way. Hello again, Molly. I love the pattern on her dress. Not much. Griffin just mentioned the fact that me and Molly had went on a date and just made me feel pain. Said she came back higher than Cloud 9. I'm like, dying. That's the sound of my soul. And I think Ice Slate disappeared somewhere. Maybe he went to actually wash the dishes. I might take a be right back to go get. Well, my drink is still. My drink is almost empty. Why am I so tired all the time? I guess it's kind of fair. In real life, if I stayed up till 11 o'clock and got up at 6 a.m., I definitely would be feeling it the next day. So many flowers. I haven't seen the boys in a while. Hello there. Goodness gracious, it's cold. Did you dream I had? You sure did. Mr. Potson. You up here, girl? Pushing me out of the way. Don't fight, you two. Hi, Rube. Good day. It's always a pleasure to see you. The garden is beautiful, is it not? Sebastian shows a utmost care. Feels like you know, like straight my worries here, don't you? Absolutely. Please do find common ground with you. That's right. Today is Van's market day. Have you already purchased everything you need from him? Sure have. Wonderful. There's something so thrilling about browsing Van's merchandise, even if I have no plans to buy anything. Let's take some time for yourself as well, Rim. I insist. I'm like, if you insist, just takes a nap on the ground. Oh, but farmers don't have days off, do they? Man, Romano eagerly looks forward to Van's market days. Nice. Well, you have sandals on. Have to catch cold as the temperature drops. Bro, his freaking eye is way cooler looking in this game. It looks like actual cybernetic eye patch as opposed to like, you know, like just a lunk of iron in his eye.
Oh. Oh.
Oh! Oh! Oh my! I wonder if she... Hee-ho! Hee-ho! Did you ever lose track of... Wait a minute, what's he doing over there? What's Moy doing over there? Ever seen him at the beach? When I stare at the ocean like this, it's like I'm at the edge of the world. I almost wish I was. Wait, what? What's that supposed to really imply, Nami? Goodness. Greetings. Greetings, Rem. The ocean is as serene as ever. Wide open spaces like this make my heart swell, as if taking a great breath of fresh air. Do you feel the same? You bet I do. I knew you would understand. It truly is the most wonderful feeling. I feel like a song coming on. Take it away, Rim! row, your boat! I see you're an abysmal singer as well. What a comfort. Bro, he knows! It hurts! The rejuvenating power of the sea. I truly feel alive. Bro, I just got roasted by freaking Carter of all people.
Bruh.
Yeah, bro, indeed. Hey, friend. I might actually, if I do, might be right back. Now I can leave it on his music. And run probably the smallest of ads. I think I might do that real quick. Take the dish out. And whatnot. Oh, excuse me. Had to stretch that one out. So I'll be back in just a moment. We'll keep going for a little while longer. Give me just a second. Where is that works? It's always so bright. Just hear a sudden peek. Peek! You just hear a sudden me. It's me, your boy. Gustafa's song is just so good. Okay. Don't have any special drink today, but have a snack today. These Goya strawberry wafers. Unfortunately, the store I get them from is starting to get rid of them, so I need to find out if they're worth buying a whole bunch in bulk while they're still in stock. My ad is over, right? I assume so. Get off of the wrapper! Oh my goodness. Oh, just got freaking strawberry dust everywhere. Hold on, I gotta dust that off. Turn off the keyboard. Get all this junk out of here. These little hairs and other gross, dusty, dirty things. Ice has been quiet for a while, and the first thing he talks about is the Home Depot's boss music theme. He's a great guitarist. I'm just stemming notes as they come away. I'm doing research! I want this song to become more popular. It's so good. Bye bye, Batman. Ah, this dust is everywhere. Baby Sanders. No, I definitely can't do anymore. I'm gonna have to go fish until I decide to sleep. Dang, Sora. I'm sorry you don't have any more pencils to chew on. It just sounds like a stupid thing to say out loud, though. I'm not saying the act is stupid. I'm just saying me saying what I just did out loud just seems so silly. I'm sorry, you don't have any more pencils. There's nowhere in town I can fish at. I can hear the background music at. Masu. Dude, that should flow down river into me. Yeah, I wouldn't want to chew on a mechanical pencil either. I will say the bodies of water feel like they have a really weird surface to them. Like, it feels like the river should be lower in other areas. But you see what I mean? It's kind of got that Minecraft water physics where it's like the river is slightly above me. It's just higher elevation. So you feel like this should be deeper or something. But I don't know. It just doesn't feel right. Minor graphical nitpicks, I guess. You know what I mean when I say Minecraft water. Oh, little lily pads. I didn't think lily pads could grow in the winter. But this area kind of is unaffected by the natural passage of time. I think I'm done with this outfit for right now. This is a fitting one for this time of year. Takakura, no! Why are you looking at me? Holy crap! Reality check. Some of the places I cut yesterday are growing back in. The bell doesn't work for keeping you awake anymore? That's with me with my own alarm in real life. I sleep through it because I'm too used to it. I need to make my new alarm Arthur Morgan telling me to get my A out of bed. Might actually work. The only problem with this particular song is it doesn't really feel like the type of song you play gameplay to. That's just what I definitely associate with the title screen music. It's a good song. What can Jacob eat? I no longer have the dog that the real life Jacob, that this Jacob was based off of. But his memory lives on. He basically, when my mom and dad separated, he was still with my dad, and then he kind of got out while he was with my dad, and just never came home. It was sad. I just didn't have the way to take care of him anymore. If the grass is gonna grow on its own, I'm just gonna stop cutting it. I stopped growing it for now, I think. Oh no, they all still feel bulk about me. They always will. I hope he is too. To be fair, my dad's an old man. He was never going to be able to, I guess, catch him back in. The only reason he got into the place in the first place is just because he would break all of his chains and whatnot in any kind of form that could keep him captive. And, you know, he was a dog that didn't want to stay put, and he just kind of went off. Last I heard, he had bitten my dad, so maybe my dad didn't give it the full effort. He was a persona user. He broke the chains that bound him. Good sheep. It's nice that you get a horse for free, but I just really feel like the horse doesn't really do much. He's not that much faster than you. What a weird thing to zone back into. I agree. I apologize for the vibe check that I gave everyone there. That horse is levitating. Yeah, I kind of think so. Stuck on the fountain. Can't talk to you. Why can't I talk? Welcome, it's a pleasure to have you. Greetings, sir. It's good to see you. Mr. Sloop and his mother was also an accomplished pianist. I'm certain she would be very proud of how her father has come.
Oh.
I just noticed her drip. That DLC drip, bruh. What saloon did we wander from, partner? I guess this one over here. The camera is very close. It's like our outfits are kind of the same style all the time, but like there's something about this one that definitely feels more like a cowboy. Yay haw! I'm stuck! He's blowing for stupid town. I just want to came in this house just to jam for a second. Their stereo system is freaking on point. Oh, covered in dust. These silly little wafers. They're really good though. But like strawberry wafers are always really good. They are always my favorite. Unless you count nutty bars as wafers. If we don't finish the winter season tonight, we're definitely going to be able to finish it next time and see the next chapter begin. Why would they think you're goth, Sora? Do you normally have goth girl vibes or something? Why do the shut-ins or the introverts always got to be looked at as goths, bruh? Emo and goth are very different. Ain't nothing in here. Bro, you just care about fashion, that's all. Dark gray hoodie with the cotton candy hair. That's the best way I picture blue and pink hair together. Just the cotton candy look. Bro, this discrimination cannot stand. This is one of the worst trips of the mind ever. Why does this man pace this dark, dingy cave all day? It's his job. He's an archaeologist. So he's just digging all the time. He's gonna spend his entire life in this hole. Dinner and I'm eating basically a whole pack of these Goya snack wafers. Give me the item. It's right there, come on! Frick you, game. I spent the last freaking in-game half hour trying to get that. How do I become an archaeologist? I get my own cave to myself. I get paid the perfect job. I'm off. Oh yeah, even the horse can take the river path. There definitely used to be a fence here. I never remember that fence being there before. Goose, you just... Oh, I stopped playing. Moof, Rim. Moof, woof, woof. He said my name. Bro, what? He said my name. Good boy or girl. I actually can't tell. That is what we call the business a good use of sound effect. Is Muku Muku in the residence? Gotta run at a time. Yo, Muku Muku! Jaw Jacob is max. He's not good at jumping yet. Why not? Wish I had a more comfortable freaking chair than this. I'm over out here trying to make do with all the freaking problems with my setup. What's up?
Tamarind.
Tamarind?
Everybody get ready. Take a good zoom into that face.
Everyone was making screaming noises over this.
Sit back. Don't smell it.
I don't.
It's so gross.
I mean, it's not horrible, but I'm like, I don't know what it tastes. It's just super tart. It just like tastes like super tart something. I can't taste the flavor.
It's gross.
I don't know. It was okay. I've drank grosser stuff.
Raw.
What kind of tamarind drink? Which I don't even know what tamarind is. So you know. It was a Goya nectar drink. And it was tamarind flavor. Like, you've seen me drink the nectar drinks before, I think, on the stream. I haven't drank a couple of Goya ones. We were trying them out because they're getting rid of them in my grocery store. So we're trying to see if they're worth buying the rest of their stash. That carrot is not going to get another chance to grow at this rate. I can feel it in my bones. I'm just gonna go to bed. Oh, hello, Jacob. I don't know what that does, but it's super cute, so it doesn't matter. Takaka! Why are you looking at me? Oh no. I've entered the hungry state. Not good. get cute forgetting to milk the cow and check for the eggs. Good cat. Is she broken? She's really happy. Colonel Sanders. Colonel. Whoa, what the heck? How'd you get over here? Oh, we have 2 chickens now. Okay. Well, that means the time has come to sell Sanders. His time has come. He's only worth $250! Bro, that's so cruel! They know the boy chickens are useless. Oh, this poor chicken. Bye, Sanders. Everything costs so much more money in this game. Welcome to the deep fryer, Sanders. No! 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 What I need to do is save up the investment for the initial investment for another cow.
Hey!
Well, it's never to pallet, but you winter my crops. You can mention a big thank you for that. Sure am. Goodbye, Marlon. Hurt myself by talking to Celia every day. I think we might go on till maybe midnight-ish. Maybe a little later. We'll see how far. What am I looking for? Oh, my fertilizer. Potatoes yet. Wish I could access. Well, I will be able to access it later. I wonder if making more, oh, borscht. Borscht. I forgot I could make borscht. Pepsi Man. But I don't have the stuff I need. I mean, I'm good. Are you alright, Sora? We haven't had a lot of Pepsi Man-based anything in quite a while, though. It really makes me miss Miitopia, to be honest. I do gotta try to come back and do that post-game, though I feel like part of it would be kind of weird without the whole gang. Like, I feel like we haven't had the whole gang in a stream in a long time. We haven't. Most of us haven't even seen Doki in ages, so. I miss having her around. She was fun, but being tired, but also not tired. What happens when you start dating people? You don't have time for other things anymore. Whoa! You spotted shot. Nice, nice, nice. Just reaching that quiet time of the day. Ugh, God, my body needs a stretch. A little messy. Hey, you mufu mufu mufu. Where's that mufu at? Well, that's not good. So I don't exactly know what time we'll be streaming the Splatfest this weekend, because I'm pretty sure it happens this weekend, because the Splatfest pre-announcement has begun. Where did Ice go? I don't know. He might be lost in the Home Depot sauce. I don't really know exactly. The lore of Home Depot goes hard. I lost a lot of sauces. I see what you did there. I understand entirely. There's nothing here. There's nothing here. I can't dig here because Flora won't move her butt out of the way. I can't dig. Move. Girl, I'm trying to dig. Finally, she moved. And then he moved in the way. Coin. Alright, Sora, you have a good rest of your night. You're having no luck today. Digging in the mine sucks nowadays. It's definitely not the intended way to make money, for sure. It's like you get lucky with the golden fork, but like... you gotta get lucky. Ugh, excuse me. I am honestly surprised this chair hasn't snapped in half yet. Move! I'm trying to dig. Move! I'm trying to dig here, you stupid old man. God, whose bright idea was this to make them have collision like this? Well, that made up for the lackluster performance by having 2 golden forks. Were we gonna get a third? That would be kind of something. I can't see if I found anything. It's gotta have to keep digging, and maybe hopefully I found something. Nope, nothing. 2 forks was good though. I hear people playing Minecraft in the next room. River holds many swimming fish. Too many fish. I must try to catch one. Oh, they're starting to I think they're starting to dry out. I can't tell. I want to play the freaking... What's it called? The mini game. The weird thing is, I know Daryl and he has some significance, but like I feel like Daryl's a character I always forget about. Stuck my throat. I don't know what the valley might look like under a blanket of snow, but that never does pile up, does it? How long is her little, I think it's only, just goes right around her. It's just basically a scarf with a freaking coin holding it together. I wondered if it had gone further down her back, but it does not seem to do that. Can I play the game? Hey, we're Stefan. I'm gonna play a little game with me. I love games! Time for Isolate's favorite game! Dude, he's on the offensive today. The AI is not seem nearly as advanced as it used to be. Bro, I've never had a high score that huge. 41. I decimated him this time. I'll be dag-nabbed. Don't think I've ever lost so badly before. You got me pretty good, darn good there. I respect that. Give me your stuff. In any case, it ain't easy when it gets yours truly. It's a little something for you, something for the occasion. Can't let you slide next time, though. You're gonna have to rematch. You're gonna pick your bottom G. I'm gonna win. Alright, if you need your own whip step up, reach up to the town road. Hey, normal boat. It's home to us. Just trying to puppet, do you think? I guess I can't play games with him right now. Or with Patrick right now. Or I don't even remember his actual this game name. I knew I was gonna be hardwired to remember their main names first. Most of their new names just don't feel like upgrades compared to their old names. They're associated with so much personality and whatnot. At least to me. guess I'll go to bed in the game now. The reason I'm making so much more progress time-wise is because the days have to end faster now. What's happening? Hey there, Rim. Got a sec? Hi, Gavin. We're about to start the Starlight concert. Care to join? Yo, concert movies! I want it! This is one of our annual get-togethers, you see. We all head over to Gustavus Year and enjoy a night of music under the stars. Okay. Follow me then. By the way, has anyone caught your eye yet? Oh, another date night. Just wondering. These sorts of things are more fun when you've got someone to step to the beat with it than you know? Plus, Molly wouldn't stop going on about it. Not like tonight's the perfect time to ask someone out on a date, or so she says. Lumina just shows up. There she is. Good evening, Rem. Here for the Starlight concert, I presume? Yeah, want to go watch with me? We're engaged. Don't get all nervous. Oh, you're quite sure you want me to join you? In that case, I'd love to. I have to show off the other ones, then I'll have to record them, I guess. I didn't know there was going to be another date, but that's kind of cute that there is. Muku Muku and the Harvest Sprites! Looks like everyone's made it. So it's time to get this thing started. Let's chill out to some music under the sea stars. Ah, so pretty. Oh my god. Time to wind this thing down. I want to thank all of you for showing up today. If you liked it, come around again next year. Oh, look! Meteor shower. Look at that, Rim. The sky is full of shooting stars. Wow. Muffy's right there, ominously in the background. Just got those. You just picture her with those that JoJo aura around her. This is a perfect opportunity to make a wish. But what to wish for? Did you manage to think of something, Rim? Yo, let's put on the charm. Want Lumini to grow closer. I feel like you've grown a bit closer to Lumin. Oh, that's what that meant? Oh, dang. Could I wish for rich? What did you wish for, if I might ask? Actually, perhaps that is better left unsaid. If you reveal your wish, it might not come true. We can't have that now, can we? In any event, thank you so much for allowing me to join you. I'd love to go start anything together again next year. Oh no, I was gonna go to bed early and now I get to be tired again. And now I'm hungry too. Y'all happy little farm? Look at all the animals. Oh my god, those chickens were giant! Keep forgetting to milk the cow. Like one of the characters in one of these Harvest Moon playthroughs, we headcanoned in to have Yandere vibes. I just don't remember which one it was. Oh no, I remember. It was I think it was the one Isolate liked from Friends of Mineral Town, Potpourri. Did I think he said he liked her? I can't remember. It's been a while. Not counting Jennifer in her hat. God, you just don't get enough energy from food, I swear. We definitely head-cannoned her to have those vibes for sure. 6,000 for golden wool. Whew, baby, that's a lot of money. Sheep sheep bring in good cash. That is true. Oh, I gotta check the bulletin board. I think there are new requests. Clays are good for one's complexion. Sebastian often cooks with them, but he's run out. Can anyone spare me one? Tasty fish, please. I've been really busy at the dig site, which means I barely had time to go food shopping. Can I have a fish to cook? Hello, little Hugh. Morning. I saw something weird walking in the forest. It was all white and fuzzy. See really strange stuff around here sometimes. Sounds like you do, bruh. Bruh. Little bruh. Oh! Yes. Give me your request, girl. Wow, this is exactly what I've been looking for. You have my thanks. Prepare a reward for your efforts. Please take it. Been a great help. If I require anything else, I'll make sure you're aware.
Oh. Oh.
Welcome. It's a pleasure to have you. Did you enjoy our time together at the Starlight concert? I'm glad. Needless to say, I had a delightful time. My racing heartbeat made it a touch difficult to focus on the stars, though. Alright, welcome. I hope you might drop by. You finished with your daily chores? There's still so much to do. You did your work to just chat with me? You're too kind, Rim. Thank you. Everyone suddenly appeared in the room. Boom. Boom. Heidi ho! I'm trying to slow gallop with him, but the control stick's too sensitive for that. Oh, my legs really need to crack. Oh no, the screen tear is spreading again. It's moving on to the next icon it's about to swallow. I think once after the next stream of this game, possibly. I'm not going to guarantee anything because it is still fun to play. I may end up taking a little bit of a break from this game so we can start playing some more stuff. But it's also like I'm going out like abroad for a little bit later this month to go visit some friends in Canada. I wasn't planning on going, but they ended up paying for my ticket. So I'm like, well, okay. I managed to get off work, and they're like, alright, yes. So I might hold off from starting anything new until after that. Maybe. But we're also about done with Streamwise with Tears of the Kingdom as well. By the way, Isolate, if you're still hanging around, I finished basically the Spirit Temple last night, and I have to say, it might have had, because of what you had seen, it might have had possibly some of the best puzzles in all of the dungeons. Even if it was pretty short, it had some good variety in it. Stop snoring. Dang. In ease, like a really good boss. Not better than Kogira, but up there top tier with Koga and stuff. But also probably the. Oh my god! I just ate the egg. I don't even know if I got any stamina out of it. A really, really cool quote-unquote dungeon prize or treasure. So if you haven't seen it or done it for yourself, if you're having fun just kind of exploring, I would highly recommend getting that done first to continue enjoying the rest of your playthrough, if that makes sense. Because it's like, it makes me glad that I've kind of beelined it a little bit, so now I get to enjoy Dungeon 5's prize longer. That's just my opinion, though. Or my... Oh, what is it? Hear about your request. Wasaki. Oh my gosh, thank you so much for this. It's just what I needed. It's not super rich or anything, but I hope you like your reward. Did I thank you already? I forget, but Thank you anyway. I'll let you know if I post anything else. I like Flora. It's a shame that she gets relegated to the girl you can never have in this batch. I don't know if I would have married her anyway in this playthrough or at all. But maybe if they had actually given her some scenes and made her, you see a little more of her, then maybe it could have changed my opinion. Because she seemed really interesting in the DS version, but they never fleshed her out. I don't feel like in this one. They definitely could have. They went for Gordy, but not for Flora. It's just really weird because they're single. You know, if they're single, they should be ready to mingle. I feel like if you're gonna go ahead and remake it, you should just went balls to the wall. You know, go all out for that stuff. But that's just my opinion. I think after this we'll do one more day, so I'll end on winter. Technically, I'll end at the end of winter 7, I think, and then we'll finish up this chapter and start the next one next time. I think, because I don't know. I don't know. I guess I'm just feeling a little bit tired. I don't know. I'm not like gonna sleep or anything, but like, I don't know. I feel like it's a pretty decent amount to go. It is also just a little slow tonight. It's amazing how much the vibe changes when Sora leaves, and then say when Ramirez just doesn't show up at all. I think it's also because when I play this game, I'm used to really playing it for around a 3-hour sitting in the first place. And I haven't really played this particular game in a longer sitting before. Well, this or in the original I'm talking about specifically. But, mostly just because, oh, excuse me. Like, the first few streams of this were a bit longer because I was just really, really excited for it. But, like, and then, like, I'm still really, really excited to play it, but, like, the initial launch excitement is wearing off a little bit, and I am, like, I'll probably, definitely be playing it on the casual as well. Like, it's not going to be but I also figure because I've also technically played the original before, it's not like I'm going to be spoiling myself by playing off screen in a personal file. So, heck, who knows if Sonic Frontiers ever gets here on time before my Canada trip, then we can play some of that before I head out. If we finish Tears of the Kingdom by the next stream. Because honestly, me playing any more Tears of the Kingdom after the main story is over is going to entirely hinge on whether or not people actually want to see me just muck around. And that is entirely up to everyone. I'm just going to leave. I know there's only 10 minutes left, but I'm not going to find anything else, so I might as well just leave. And save myself a few minutes. I also definitely don't feel like getting so close to the next chapter that, what is it? Like, it's weird because it's like, so much has happened in this stream already in terms of, like, you know, we got engaged to Lumina, we had a little festival, we had a date, we had a number of good cutscenes. And I've definitely already played more days-wise than I normally do for the original. So I feel like I've definitely played more, even though despite that the hours are only like 3 hours. And maybe it's just because I might like to finish by midnight and not be finishing at like 1 or 2 or 3 in the morning. I don't know why I'm spending a lot of time feeling like I'm justifying it. It just seems a little strange. I'm just acting weird. Don't mind me. But so far, all of the changes of this game, and again, may or may not take a mini hiatus from it after the first year is over. But Harvest Moon has been on the regular of my schedule for the last several weeks. It's just been like I've been too not really afraid, but like I've been like too anxious to start something else. It's like I'm pretty far into 3 houses, and that'll probably be the next stream on my next day off. What am I trying to say? My brain will eventually start working again. I feel like my brain just short-circuited mid-sentence. That happens to me a lot. Can I hop over these? Horse can hop over the logs for no reason now, but like, it's cool that I can still do it. Because of like how inconsistent my schedule has been over the last several weeks. It feels, sometimes I just feel, even when I'm off stream, it feels sometimes too daunting to start playing another game and spending more time divided into more things I don't have time for. Streaming is different because I already allot a certain amount of time myself, so what I play isn't necessarily the big issue. But when I look at my list of games for the year and see what I have and haven't accomplished, I feel like I'm gonna look at July and find out I didn't finish anything. I don't think I finished anything last month either. I'm like, you know, life happens. It's not like I owe it to anybody to get them done, but like, it's just like a personal thing. And this year is going to be really terrible for me for video game completion. I can already tell. It's not looking good. I think my character is too tired to water all the plants. So we'll have to just keep focusing on a particular one. Probably the carrots, so we can just get them out of there before it's too late. Should have enough energy for the carrots. Yeah, I have enough for the carrots, but man, I am not going to have enough for anything else. Because of the festival making me too tired. I need to go to bed early for the character. Once I get to, I'm assuming, like a silver watering can or better, I'll probably start having an easier time getting stuff done. My poor chicken, only worth 250 bucks. Sorry, Sanders. Alright, last day of the stream, I think, here. The scientist. Is that a hint for me to go see the scientist? Daryl? Or just absolutely nothing. Looks like the carrots are done. I wonder if they would have been done if I hadn't watered them before last night. The world may never know, but I'll know. There's not going to be any more time for any more carrot harvests this time, so that is a shame. So I'll probably end up planting potatoes. Okay, so 4, 8, 12, 16, 24, and then 24 and 18. I'll have that up when I get to the store. Be 34 plus 8. 42. 42 potato seeds that I'm going to need. Goodness.
Hey!
Alright, just give it a pat down, Vesta. So I'll wait to plant those until the turnips are ready. And then when the potatoes are done, I just won't plant anything. I might do like too much shaking again. I didn't buy my fertilizer. I gotta go do that too. Yo, I just can't wait till we get to see Tartan. I've been waiting for him. Wonder what kind of things he'll talk about. I'm excited to see him. I think he can start appearing sometime after Chapter 2 begins, so... It's starting to rain? Put that away. There we go. I know, because I didn't know I could actually still do that. Oh, we're losing frames. Happened to glance over and notice. I didn't get the egg. Happened to glance over and notice that we are starting to get frame disruptions. That's definitely a good sign that the stream should definitely be ending soon. Is it for me? I think it's good. I appreciate it. I like the fact that, Takakura is literally a tutorial type of character, at least at the beginning, and he's a narrative assistant. He has pretty good character development. Well, character arc. He's a good character, is what I'm trying to say. He's executed well, is what I mean. He's got personality and whatnot. Yeah, I'm gonna be trying to finish up this day as quickly as possible now with the frames doing what they're doing. It's weird watching myself, like, slightly in the past, but rather than being able to just look at my live footage from OBS. It doesn't feel right. I don't know what you are, Muku Muku, but I am pleased as punch to see you. Wait, what? He gave me a disc! Moof, Rim? Oh, moof, 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 moof. Why does he sound like Monokuma? I wouldn't be surprised if they share a voice actor. Dude, what did he give me? I gotta go find out. What if it's the song? I don't know. I don't even know if the song is in this game. I'm almost too afraid to look it up. What we got? What we got? What we got? Joyful Autumn? Oh, is it? No, this is not the same. I don't know what this is from. You're lucky this time, Isolate. Next time you won't be so lucky. Maybe. I don't know. It's so weird watching it both snow and rain at the same time. Well, the turnips are done. Perfect. It's probably the last turnip harvest of the year. Hug the butt. There's just so much silence and ambiance that this game just can soothe you to sleep. Relaxes the soul. Cleanses the body of impurities and undesirables. Excuse me. Stretch. Calamari. Little Red Steam Brim. Also just occurred to me, I don't have any games planned for Spooktober this year, except for probably another Dead Rising. It just popped in my head, because I just was thinking about, you know, how I would schedule Harvest Moon Month this year with a different work schedule. But now I'm also thinking, how am I supposed to schedule my other events this year? Like freaking Spooktober. Huge calamari. Man, the fish are just huge today. But you're in the middle of doing some important research now, so I can't talk to you. You're fine, Isolate. The snow is so pretty. You got lucky. Muku Muku gave us a disc and it said Joyful Autumn. And I thought for a hot minute that it was gonna be the autumn theme. I can't water. It's probably still damp from the snow. The one we all know of here. Dude, it's such an earworm of a bop. Part of me wonders if they're gonna reuse completely different songs, though. I might look up a song list to see what songs are in the game, maybe, but I don't necessarily want to look up how you get them. I'm gonna keep that a secret. I guess what I'll do is I'll just cut some grass a little bit, because I can't water the crops; they're too dry. And I'm gonna have to go to bed soon, game-wise. I'm gonna start getting tired again. Yeah, I can't. So. I'm assuming it's going off Stardew Valley logic where you, it'll grow in patches and fill up the gap in empty spots or some nonsense. Alright, that should be good enough. Alright. Alright, let's do another save. Alright, so. It's outro music time. Okay, so. I believe the next stream will be Monday. And when we stream, then it'll be Fire Emblem Three Houses. We're going to continue where the plot left us off there. Then I believe the next stream after that will probably be Friday, I think it is. I think that's the next day I have off. So on Friday, we might try and do the possible Tears of the Kingdom finale. Again, unless people want me to keep playing it afterwards, but, like, we'll see. I kind of want to just go on and start playing some other stuff. Like, Tears of the Kingdom really didn't do it for me as much as I was hoping. Like, it's had some good moments, but it's overall just not been as fun as a Zelda game as I was hoping it was going to be. And then probably whatever next day off I get, we will continue this and finish up Chapter 1 of the game. In the remake here. That'll be the next thing. We'll get married to Lumina and whatnot. So, I will sign off that way. So, thanks for watching, guys. I will let the music play one more time, and then I'm out of here. So, until then, have a good night, and I'll see you guys in the next stream. Bye-bye, everybody.